Welcome everyone. So this is Microsoft Excel. You are with me, joining course. Today we are going to look at how we can find the total average and the rank or the position. So we are going to use three formulas today, whereby we are going to use what we call the sum function. After the sum function, we are going to use the average function as well as the ranking function. So without wasting much of your time, let's get started. So here I'm having hypothetical data for the scores of students. I'm having student name and here I'm having the subjects. So I'm having maths, English, Chichewa, primary science, arts and life skills, and social and BK. So I want to find the total for Mary, for example. What is the total marks that Mary has scored? So to do that, I need to find the sum of these six numbers. So I can insert a formula using the insert tab, but I can also just use the sum function, which is easier than using the formulas tab. Okay, sorry. By using the formulas tab, where I can find, I can use this the auto sum and other functions. So today I'm not going to use these. So any formula in Excel starts with an equals sign. So I'm going to type is equal, then I'll type sum. So I'll type sum, open bracket. Then I am summing numbers from cell C4 to cell H4. So I'll select these cells. Okay, so H4 to, I mean C4 to H4, then close bracket and press enter. So it means Mary has scored 444. Now let me copy this formula down. So to copy this formula down, I will use what we call the autofill. So to use the autofill, you go here, make sure that your cursor changes to a bracket close and then you copy down. Okay, so you copy this down to that far. Okay, so it means the last one, Jacobo has scored 366. Now, that was to do with the total. So here you are finding the sum of the numbers from 0 C16 to H16. That was the sum function. Now, the average function, here it's also simple as the sum function. You type is equal to average, open bracket, then you also select from C4 to H4. So you select this C4 to H4, then close bracket, then you press enter. So here is our average, then you copy down the formula. So these are the averages. But now, if you look at this, I do not want these decimal numbers. I want them to be whole numbers. So how can I do that? I can do this by using the round function, where you round the numbers to a specific, you round numbers to a specific number of decimal places. So here on the average function, I'll add the round function, whereby I will say is equal to round, open bracket. So I'm rounding the average of C4 to H4 to how many digits? To 0. Then close bracket. So I'm rounding this number to the average of those numbers to 0. By 0, I mean I do not want any decimal places. So I'm going to copy this formula down. So it means I have rounded these numbers to 0. Now I want to find the position. The position of each student here is going to be determined by the total. I'm not going to use the average, I'm going to use the total. So to find the average, to find the position of this, I'm going to use the rank function. So to use the rank function, I'll type is equal to, then rank. So I'm going to use this one is the rank EQ. We use the rank EQ for Microsoft Word, I think 2016 and above. So I'm going to use rank. Then which number am I ranking? There is a number here. So I am ranking 442 with reference to what? I'm ranking 442 with reference to these other numbers. So I want to find the position of 442 in reference to the other numbers. So I'm going to select from that 42, which is I4 down to I16. Then order is it from descending to ascending. Okay, so if I put 0, it means it's descending from the top to the bottom. But if I put ascending, it means from the bottom to the top. So I'll put it 1. Sorry, I'll put 0 as my order. Then close bracket. But now, what will happen is when I copy this formula, when I copy this formula down, there's going to be a change of the order of my formula. Why? Because it's from I4 to I16. So it means the next, let me show you, when I copy this down, the next is going to be I5 to I17. I do not want this order to change. So I'll go back to cell K4 because I do not want the order to change. I'll select I4 to I16, okay, this, and press F4 on the keyboard. When you press F4 on the keyboard, this is made to be not to change. You are using this to be a absolute self reference. You are making this to be static so that when you copy the formula down, this should not change. So I'll press F4 from my keyboard. So when you press F4, you have dollar signs that are added. So these dollar signs, they lock a cell so that when you copy down, this reference should not change. So I'll press enter. Then I'll copy this formula down. So when you copy this formula down, you can find out that on position number 1, I'm having John 471. On position number 2, I'm having 445, which is Timothy. On position number 2, we also have another one. And then position number 3, we do not have. Okay, so because here Excel, what he has done is it has jumped from 1 to, then because we have two numbers, it has jumped to 4. So as we go along, we're going to see how can we solve this one so that Excel should not jump those numbers. We should move from one number to the other. So that was to do with total, average, and position.